So also I and serve as a tour guide here and have been here for about like 20 years. So we can see he is very expertise in the civilization. So maybe you can be the guest to tell us more about the Egyptian civilization. So first, after we came here, first of all, we can see this a monument. So first, can you tell us more about this monument? So for this monument, it's very special, and especially this marks a very important landmark for the new kingdom of the Egypt. And actually, this is the fourth king who built this monument, and he has been ruling Egypt for about like 60 years. And he passes away at the age of 96. And according to the legend, and also he has more than 200 offsprings. And because at that time he expanded the territory of Egypt, and the areas cover a vast land of the desert and the other neighboring areas. And also we can see a lot of the cultural heritage alongside with Egypt. So if we look at this monument, you can see it's still like the shape of the pyramid. So for this shape, it also represents the eternity, and also it represents the solar god of Egypt. Because you can see this triangle shape. So this is also have the idea of the enduring eternity. And also you can see if we look closer at the patterns of the monument, you can see the shape of the eagles. And this is also a divine base considered by the local people in Egypt. And all of these have a spiritual representation in Egypt. So for the triangle shape, first of it represents the idea of the pyramid, and also it have the idea of the eternity. So this is the design of the ancient times. So for this monument, actually it have a relocation because in the past it was not located in this area. And that is a kind of the architecture that was built by the outsiders, because in the past for the ancient Egypt was invaded, and also the capital was moved several times back in the ancient times. And with the efforts of the archaeologists, they have restored and recovered this monument. If you look at the top, especially the shape of the triangle, you can see they are using some of the compound of the silver and the gold to make this monument. And they're always saying that for this monument, it was blessed by the solar god. And also for this monument, it also represents the power and the authority. So right now you can see for this area is just developed, and for this Grand Egyptian Museum has just opened to the public. But in the future, if we have the chance to get closer to look at the monument, you can also see different types of the patterns. For example, you can also see some of the hieroglyphic patterns. And for some of these patterns, we can interpret it as the solar god, and also the sons and the daughters. And for the king at that time, he considered himself as the son of the solar god. And that's why he wants to build this kind of monument to memorize himself. So once again, welcome to our live coverage. And now we are actually standing in front of the Grand Egyptian Museum. And in this place, actually this place used to be served as the venue for the opening ceremony of the Grand Egyptian Museum, also referred to as the GEM. And in this place, you can see we have different kinds of the stones, the granite, the calite, and the other kind of the stone. And also, we consider this place as the fourth pyramid. So for this museum, it was designed by an Irish architect back in 2002. The Egyptian Tourism Authority has actually organized a competition. So the construction started from 2004. And I would say for this museum, it takes about 10 years to build a structure. And also we have several times for the trial operation. So on November the 1st, actually, we already officially opened to the public, and we held the opening ceremony. We invited a lot of the heads of states to celebrate the opening of the Grand Egyptian Museum. And right now, you can see for this place has already opened to the public, and you can see we have so many people coming here to have a travel. And we just mentioned that we set up this project in 2004, and right now it's 2025. So it has been like 20 years, and we believe we have invested about like 1 billion US, well, actually 2 billion US dollars to build this Grand Egyptian Museum. So this is a treasure. I would say this is a present from Egypt to the world. Now we are coming inside of the GEM. So first of all, we can see the statue of the Ramses II. So actually, he is the renowned king in Egypt. So he has been ruling the country for over 60 years. You can see this colossal statue of the Ramses II. So the height is about 12 meters. So for this Ramses statue in the past, this statue was not located here. And with the effort of the archaeologists, they have recovered this Ramses II, and also we move it to a special place to store this statue and what is called the Ramses Square. At about 1955, the Ramses II, the statue was stay in that square for over 50 years, and in 2006, it takes about 10 hours to move this statue to this place. And also it costs a lot. It costs about like 500,000 US dollars to relocate or move this giant statue to the museum. Now you can see we have over 20,000 people coming to the museum. But before we open this museum, we are not expecting we have so many people coming to this place. And we have more and more visitors coming to the Egyptian Museum. I would say for each day we will have at least 25,000 people coming here. So just take a look at this Ramses II statue. So now you can see behind the leg. So this is one of the female figure. And we always say that for this figure, it is actually the sixth wife of Ramses II. So during his ruling, there were many battles and wars, and he also signed a peace agreement with the outside world, and also one of the princess was married to Ramses II to make a peace for the two countries. But also there's another legend. They are saying that this is actually a goddess that has been married to Ramses II. Maybe this lady is coming from Syria or Pakistan. And this is also all about these stories about the history between Ramses II and his wives. So for this colossal statue, you can see there's a woman behind the statue. We always say that maybe for a successful man, he always have a lot of support from his wives. And also we have seen some of the characters or hieroglyphic patterns carved in the statue. So first you can see Ra, that is the name of the solar god. And also for the other character, it actually convey the meaning that for Ramses II, it is the son of the solar god. And also he is the one who unites the Upper Egypt and the Lower Egypt. And also he is wearing the throne and also the scarf. All of these are royal objects. And also for the mustache, it is a fake mustache. So this is also represents the power and authority of the king. And in the forehead in the past, it also have the horns and also a snake. And this is also a spiritual representation of the figure. So for this statue, it was unearthed for over 3,600 years. So right now, we have already restored this statue. So for this statue, you can see we have different patterns printed on this statue. And also we all know that for Ramses II, actually he built a lot of temple and shrines. And also you can see we have a window that very close to the Ramses II. So at special time, so for the sunlight will actually pass through the window and also shed light on the face of the statue of the Ramses II. Yes, indeed, that is also a legend. So we always talk about at the birthday of Ramses II, and there will be a sunlight that will shed light to the face of the Ramses II. And also when we come to the harvest day, which is the November the 22nd, and also that is also a special day. And also we will see the sunlight come from the window. And we always talk about the duck. You can see the shape of the duck. And however, it is also a hieroglyphic pattern, also means sun. And also above it, it is the shape of a sun. So once again, so for Ramses II, he always considered himself as the son of the solar god. So he has the right to inherit this throne. So also it is very heavy for this statue. It is about 83 tons, meaning that it has equalized the weight of about 20 elephants. That is amazing. In 2006, as I just mentioned, it takes about 10 hours to move the statue of the Ramses II from the square to the museum. And many people pay close attention to the relocation and the movement of the Ramses II, because for Ramses II, he has a very high status in Egypt. So many people are concerned about the relocation. And back in that time, we have the ruler and also the president of the Egypt to monitor the whole process. And we are not selling this to others. And also we broadcast the whole process for the relocation of the statue of the Ramses II. And behind Ramses II, as I just mentioned, for Ramses, he has many kids and many offsprings because he ruled about 67 years. And he has at least like 13 kids like to fight for the throne. So now I would like to show you one of the son of the Ramses II. So when he take the throne, and he is already like 70 years old. So this is what we call the Monument of the Victory. This means that for the son of the Ramses II has already inherited the throne. When he inherited the throne, at that time it is very chaos in Egypt. And for Egypt itself, it has like many invaders. And some people are coming from the tribes from Libya, and also they have other enemies. And there's a legend saying that for the son, it takes about like 6 hours to defeat the enemies. So even though we would say that for this person, the second king, even though he is like 70 years old, but still he's very brave because he can only use like 6 hours to defeat the enemy and leave Egypt. So for this monument, so it captures the story and also to commemorate the victory of that battle. So just take a look. You can see some of the patterns and some of the hieroglyphic pattern, and it shows that he is actually offers some of the sacrificial offerings to the god. So inside of the museum, we have at least over 100,000 artifacts. In 1922, one of the British archaeologists actually unearthed a huge number of artifacts of Tutankhamun. So just for Tutankhamun, we have at least like 5,000 relics and pieces. And in the past, we cannot take photos of the treasures of the Tutankhamun, but right now you can take a photo. Just use your smartphone. So you can take the photos of the golden mask, the jewelries, chariots, etc. In the past, we have like so many treasures. We are not able to display all of them in the museum. But right now, for this GEM, you can see we have very huge place. So that's why we can check out each one of the treasures of Tutankhamun. So just stay tuned with us. Later on, we will check all of these pieces, the treasures of the Tutankhamun. So right now, we are coming to another area. And this area, you can see we can feel the Greek style. So here we have like two figures. One is the king and the other one is the queen. So this is the Greco-Roman era. And this is also have over 3,000 years of history. So for the Greeks, they have been ruling Egypt for about like 305 years. So for these like two statues, these two has been unearthed in a place that is very close to the Ginza Museum. So we found these two like statues from the Mediterranean Sea. So this is also thanks to the joint efforts of the archaeologists. So for these two figures are actually unearthed from the Mediterranean Sea, and they have been moved to the museum. So now we are coming to the staircase. So I have been discussing a lot about the Egyptian civilization of the experts. They always talk about that in this place we have about 87 statues in total, and it has a very long span of the history of the time. So in this place, it covered, for example, the pre-dynastic era, and also we will come to the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, late period, and the Greco-Roman era. So we have several sections. As we just mentioned, we have 12 exhibition hall in this place. We will demonstrate the kingship, the power, and the religion, and also the afterlife. So when people passes away, we always say that for their spirits will go up to the heaven. So it's just like they're actually moving in the shape of the pyramid. So dear viewers, we just talk about the Grand Egyptian Museum. So right now I'm coming here to the place very close to the Giza pyramids, that is very close to the museum. So we will check out one of the important Grand Egyptian Museum. So we have to go in the opposite side. And also you have to make sure that this place is very clean, because this is a sacred area. Just take a look at the left side. And now we are coming to the third area. We are showing that the collection of the gods. So we have 87 statues, and also considered as the god in Egypt in different period of time in Egypt. So it just shows that we have invited for the visitors to cherish and pay tribute to different gods of Egypt. So let's step down and check out some of the gods and also the statues. So this is again a monument of the victory. So for the king, you can see he's holding a royal rod. And also you can see his effort to defeat the enemies. And also for his gesture for the enemy, you can see he has already surrendered. However, for the king, he's still like holding the enemy and using the knife to defeat the enemy. And also you can see the shape of the eagle. And also we have another name for this eagle, and also we consider it as a Horus. So for the eagle and the sun, it also have a lot of representation of the solar god. So for the monument, you can see that the king is using a knife and try to defeat the enemy. So for this monument, you also have a history of about like 3,000 years. And you can see some of the hieroglyphic characters printed and engraved on this monument, but still it have like 3,000 years, but it's very clear. You can still interpret all of these characters. So here now you can see the figure of the lion. So this is the Sekhmet. So for Sekhmet is actually the daughter of the solar god. So when she grows older and there's a lot of chaos in the nation. And for the solar god, actually he sent this goddess, the queen, to rule the country. So for this lion, you can see also he have wings, and also shows that she is full of power, and she is fully capable to rule the country and defeat the enemy. And later on, she becomes a very famous queen of Egypt. And many people still have this kind of tradition to sacrifice themselves to pay tribute to this goddess. And this also shows the positive energy and strength. So here we like spend already like half an hour here, but we have not yet stepped into one of the gallery of this museum. This place is extremely huge, and we have to spend more time to pay a visit to the museum. Actually, I visited here for 4 to 5 times, but each time I can have a lot of discoveries. So I would say, well, it has at least 100,000 pieces of artifacts. So it takes me at least like half a year to check out all of them. So in this museum, it demonstrates a lot of the treasures, also representing the whole history of Egypt. So we have to spend more time to understand the civilization of the Egypt. Now we are coming to another section. It talks about the afterlife. You can see many mummies and coffins. And some of the mummies were stolen back in the ancient times, because back in the old times, for all of these mummies, they can be traded. And there is this old saying that if you have these like mummies' bodies and you put it into powder, and then if you take those powders just like you take those medicine, and then you can achieve an eternal life. I would say this place is a stunning space because we can see we have so many people here, and so we are climbing up the stairs. And here now you can see the three major pyramids in Egypt. If we come closer, you can see very clear about the three major pyramids in Egypt. So for the pyramids and for the locations, now you can see we do have a different set of the height of the museum and also the pyramids. So for the museum, it's located like 60 meters lower than the pyramid. So that's why you can see so clear about the Great Pyramid of Egypt. Finally, we come inside of the Grand Egyptian Museum. So before we go inside of the museum, so let's take a look at the pyramids, the three pyramids. So now you can see the Great Pyramid of Khufu. That is on the left side. So that is largest one and have over like 4,000 years of history. And also this is built by the 20th king of the 4th dynasty of Egypt. So for this pyramid, it was built by the over 2.5 million bricks, and also it is also considered as one of the 7 wonders in the world. And also there's a saying that for the king of the 4th dynasty of Egypt, for the Khufu king, he actually spent a lot of money to build this pyramids. And at that time, after with our archaeological discovery, we found some of the skeletons of the workers who built all of these pyramids. So by analyzing their bones and textures, we found that for these construction workers, they're well fed. So when we come to Egypt, especially in Cairo or some of the ancient town, you can feel the passion and also the hospitality of the local people. You can see there were many people coming here to take photos with the reporter, but it is very safe to stay in Egypt. So for the Grand Egyptian Museum, after its opening, and for the museum, actually welcome people around the world to pay a visit. And we also welcome Chinese visitors to come here to pay a visit. So this is not just a museum, it is actually a center of the civilization and a culture center. So as we just mentioned, we have spent more than half an hour here, but we have not yet stepped into the gallery and the halls of the museum. So once again, I welcome all the Chinese visitors to pay a visit to Egypt, especially to the Grand Egyptian Museum. And also people here are very friendly. They welcome all of you to pay a visit here. So now we officially step inside of the museum. So right now it is about 40 minutes for the live coverage, but now we can say we finally come to the entrance of the Grand Egyptian Museum. So as I just mentioned, we have 3 different things about this museum. So we talk about the kingship and the society and also the afterlife. So as I just mentioned, we have about like 30 dynasties, and also we have the pre-dynastic era. We have the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, the New Kingdom, and also the later pyramid. So we will focus on some of the important treasures of the Egypt. So now we are coming to the first one. So for this statue, it is actually a statue of a clock. So this is the note of Egypt. So this is the actual statue of the clerk. When you come to the Grand Egyptian Museum, make sure you bring one of the currency notes, and to make sure that, and then you can take a photo with this ancient clerk of Egypt. Actually, clerk has a very high status in the ancient society because he always accompanied the king. So he will capture everything happened with the king. So for this person, it's extremely important because he write a lot of things, but I cannot say that everything he wrote is correct. But some of the words and the characters will be passed down by different generations. So this is the clerk of Egypt. And they're the important person to compose the history of Egypt. So now we are seeing some of the burial objects. So we just mentioned that for the Tutankhamun, we have unearthed over like 5,000 pieces of treasures. And also we have used over 3,000 kilograms of the gold to make all of those objects. So from the camera, you can feel the passion of the local people. So now you can see all these like young girls, they're coming from Egypt. They're very enthusiastic and welcoming. So once again, you can feel the passion of the young girls. So now I would like to show you more about the statues and the treasures. So now we come to another statue for this one. It is quite special. This is another like artifacts. So just take a look at on his face, his expression. For some of them, they have put on a big smile, but some of them, they don't have the smile. So maybe that also convey the different like period of time of Egypt. If in that dynasty or in that ancient time, if the society is not stable, and for the artists, they don't have time to make all of those exquisite statues. And also for this area, it also shows some of the daily lives of the local people back in the ancient times. So in this area, it shows the fishing of the Egyptians. So they have boats. So right now you can see their civilization has been changed little by little. In this area, we can also see the vivid thing of husbandry. So in this place, now you can see this is the granary. In the Grand Egyptian Museum, we don't have much of the replica. So all of these are authentic pieces that has been unearthed from the tomb. Because of the time limit, maybe we should go right away to the gallery of the Tutankhamun. Because many people are very concerned and very expecting to see some of the treasures, the over 5,000 treasures with the Tutankhamun. So Tutankhamun actually started to rule Egypt at the age of 8, and he passes away at the age of the 96. And many people are very confused about his death. And there are a lot of different versions of the stories about Tutankhamun. And because based on the studies of the skeleton of Tutankhamun, they say that maybe they see a crack on the skull of the Tutankhamun. And maybe some people are saying that Tutankhamun was murdered. And also some people check on the condition on the knee of Tutankhamun. And they also have a speculation say that for Tutankhamun fell from a chariot. And also there are some of the family issues about the Tutankhamun. And saying that some people are speculating that for Tutankhamun, maybe he was disabled from the birth. Because from the tomb, for some people, they found a lot of the walking stick, over 100 walking stick together with Tutankhamun in the tomb. And also from the statue, we can see Tutankhamun, he always in the sitting position. So for some people, they're saying maybe he was disabled, so maybe he do not have a very good physical condition. That's why he passes away all of a sudden. So from the camera, you can feel this magnificent view of the Grand Egyptian Museum. And also you are seeing a lot of the triangle shape for the interior design. All of these are paying tribute to the pyramid. Finally, we come to the entrance of the gallery of the Tutankhamun. So in the past, we are not able to, we don't allow cameras inside of the gallery, but right now you can take a photo with your mobile phone of Tutankhamun's treasures. So we have over 5,000 pieces of treasures of Tutankhamun, and I just mentioned in the 1920s, one British found the tomb accidentally, and afterwards, and he is able to found over 5,000 pieces of treasures together with the hard work of the archaeologist. Because for one kid, actually, he lost one of his bottle inside of the tomb. And for the archaeologists, when they trying to help the kid, and they discover the tomb. So here now you can see all of these treasures. I would say the luxury treasures, the luxury objects unearthed from the Tutankhamun's tomb. So just take a look at all of these treasures. And also you can see some of the bed. For the bed of Tutankhamun is very modern, and it was made from wood. and also gilded with gold. And also they are using a lot of gem to make the pillow. And some people, they are using the light to make the pillow. And also this is a folding bed. It's very modern. And now we are coming to another section, the classic and also the shoes of Tutankhamun. It's very modern design. And also you can see a lot of the cosmetics. And also the tools and to shave the mustache. And also some of the belts. And also you can see some of the earpieces and the rings. All of these are made from gold. As I just mentioned, for all these like 5,000 treasures, they have been made from over 1,200 kilograms of gold. Well, you can see it is quite bustling here. We have so many people and so many treasures to appreciate. In these areas, maybe it shows some of the daily necessities of Tutankhamun. And also you can see some of the games, the chess, a lot of the toys displayed here. Here we are also seeing, maybe this is the kitchen area. This is the food and beverage area for Tutankhamun. Some of the beverage and also the millet. So once again, this area can be considered as the granary. You have the wheat, the millet, and different types of the crops. And also you can see the dates. So now we will check out the golden mask of the Tutankhamun. I believe this is the most attractive area for the whole museum. I would say for this golden mask, it was over 10 trillion US dollars. So here we can see the golden mask and also the two coffins. So in this area, these are the shrines, and this is also made from the gold. Two giant boxes. So all of these are giant box, or we can call the larger size of the coffins. All of these are used to protect the coffin of Tutankhamun, and all of these are made from gold. Now you can see we have so many people here, very glittering, meaning that we are coming closer to the golden mask. So this is the golden coffin. This is the mummy case. If you have the chance to come to Egypt, you can visit different types of the museums, and also you can see the mummies of the Tutankhamun and the other king. And after we excavate the tomb of Tutankhamun, for some of the pieces still remain in the old site. So here we can only see the case of the mummy. And you can see different kinds of the divine beast here. So this is also a burial object that is used to protect the king. Just take a look at the eye. We're actually using deca light to make the eyes. So this is a black jackals and the wolves. So in the past, we have many people trying to steal from the tomb. However, if we have these two divine beasts to protect the coffin, and especially they have these very glittering eyes, and it can help to protect the coffin. So from this angle, you can see the chariot of the Tutankhamun. This is again the gold chariot. Again, this is the slipper and still made from gold. And for this one, it's just like a glove, but it is used to protect the fingers of the mummy. And just now we are seeing from the coffin for Tutankhamun, actually he used a lot of a lot of the burial objects. Here we come to the golden mask. Now you see so many people. They're here to appreciate this gold mask. This is the back side. So for this mask, we have different animals together with the mask. We have the eagle and also the cobra. So actually for this decoration of this mask also represents the unity of the Upper Egypt and the Lower Egypt. As I just mentioned about this mask is very heavy. It is about 13 kilograms. It is made from the pure gold. Some people are asking whether Tutankhamun will wear this mask in their day-to-day life. But actually, that is not the case, because for this mask, it is just used to protect the mummy. So for Tutankhamun, even though he passes at a young age, but still we can see for his tomb, he has the largest number of the burial objects. Because for the other tomb of the king, most of the burial objects were stolen. Because during his ruling period, many people paying a lot of attention to the protection of the burial objects. So after we found the tomb of the Tutankhamun, some of the pieces has been transferred and relocated to the museum in Cairo. So in the past, for some of the pieces, they are stored in a specific place. And for me, this is the first time to see all of these burial objects inside of the Grand Egyptian Museum. Once again, I would like to welcome all the Chinese visitors come to Egypt to appreciate all of these treasures. So for some of these treasures, it is not just representing the civilization of Egypt, but also representing the civilization of the human beings back in 3,000 to 5,000 years old. So when I see all of this, I feel extremely excited. Here we can see the face, actually the outlook of Tutankhamun, the young Tutankhamun. And here is his mask. So just take a look at his face. So it feels like for the head, it is made on a lotus flower, and that is way how we present Tutankhamun. So this is also another statue and half-body statue of Tutankhamun. So you can just have a general feel of Tutankhamun. It's such a pity that he passes away at a very young age, but fortunately, we can see all of these burial objects. So just now, we just passed through the area of the Tutankhamun, and so this is the throne of Tutankhamun. As I just mentioned, maybe Tutankhamun was suffered from certain kind of disability, so he always in the sitting position. So also in this pattern, you can see his wife always show care to Tutankhamun. And if you can see that for the couple, the Tutankhamun and his wife, these two people, they are wearing one pair of shoes. For this throne, if you take closer, you can see the shape of the lion also shows the power and the strength. And also for this base, now you can also see different kind of the patterns. These figures are considered as enemies of the ancient Egypt. But each time when Tutankhamun sits on the throne, he will step on this base, showing that he despises all of these enemies and the invaders. This is another throne. So this is what we call the child chair. This is also made from the ivory. So when he was very young, at the age of 8, he will sit on this chair. I always think that for Tutankhamun, he must suffer from some kind of disease, because if you look at the skeleton, is quite different compared to the normal people. So that's why he passes away at a very young age. And these are some of the models of the coffins. All of these are made from wood or pure gold. And also we have this painted coffin. And also we have some bottles and jars. And also we are putting a lot of the essence inside of the jars. So back in the ancient Egypt, they're very good at plantation. And before the king enter into the shrine, so first of all, they have to take a shower, and also they will put on some of the perfume or put on some of this essence before they enter into the shrine. So just now we are actually visiting like two gallery. One is the gallery for Ramses II, and the other one is the gallery of the Tutankhamun. And now we will come to the third gallery, that is the solar boat. So I believe these three are considered as the three signature treasures of the museum. And pretty soon we will come to the third gallery to check out the Khufu solar boat. So for this magnificent wooden vessel, dates back to the Egypt, also the 4th dynasty. So originally for this boat, it was buried beside the Great Pyramid, and it also symbolized the Pharaoh's soul sailing with the sun god into the eternity. But at the beginning, we just found like broken pieces of the boat. But for the archaeologists, they're able to bring together of this solar boat. So here we just like find out some of the experts here. Actually, a friend of the expert joining us, and he also welcomed all the Chinese visitors to come to the Grand Egyptian Museum. So now we'll go down the stairs. So once again, we can have another chance to see the colossal statue of the Ramses II. So here now you can see for this place, it have a very good access. Even though if you are disabled, if you do not have enough like, physical strength, you can visit this museum very easily. So from the camera, once again, you can check out all of these statues. So for this museum, I would say this one is more comprehensive. It's quite unique as it compared to the other museums in Egypt. Because for this museum, it is not just demonstrating, displaying some of the artifacts, but it also expresses different kinds of the civilizations. And you can actually come to here to have some like studies. And I think this is a must-visit place in Egypt. If you have ever have a chance to come to visit to Egypt, make sure you come to the Grand Egyptian Museum, because this place, it is the largest museum in the world dedicated to a single civilization. So even though I have been here for more than 10 times, but every time I came here, it feels like it is my first time, because every time I can find something new. So now we are coming down. So we just check on some of the treasures of the pharaohs, and also we are seeing some of the treasures from the old kingdom, the new kingdom, and the Greco-Roman era. So now we are actually going to another gallery to check out the Khufu ship, the solar ship. So just now and today we are checking out some of the statues of the great Sphinx, and also the statues of the Tutankhamun, and also we also displaying some of the burial objects of the Ramses II, their offsprings. And here we also have a children's museum. So if you bring kids to Egypt, you can actually come to this place. We have a lot of the interactive installations. So for the kids can also have a deep understanding of the Egyptian civilization. And in this museum, it is quite advanced. Actually, we also equip this place with the VR and the AR glasses. For example, if you put on the VR glasses, one of the king will revive, and also he will give you an introduction in person about the civilization and the history of Egypt. So also we consider that place as a center of the technology. So from this place, and also we have many restaurants. So actually you can spend a whole day here because we have the restaurant here, we have different styles of food. We also have the cafeteria, you can have a rest. And you can continue your tour or your journey. So rest assured, you can stay here for a whole day. And also we have the creative and the cultural shop. So I would say for this shop, it is the best one in Egypt because most of the products are made in Egypt. So you can actually bring some of these souvenirs back to China and give them as a gift. So actually, a few days ago, I visited that shop and also see some of the replica of the Golden Mosque. That is very interesting. We're very looking forward to the gallery of the Khufu shape. I have never seen that solar boat for about 11 years. This is another chance for me to see the solar boat in person. So now we are coming to the ground floor. Now we're about to check out the solar boat. So once again, just take a look at this museum. So I think this museum is designed very specially because you can see there are a lot of windows. And this also shows that for this museum is very sustainable. And also it has abide by the philosophy of green construction. And we don't install a lot of the air conditioner here. But still you can enjoy the natural sunlight. And it feels like you're in the outdoor space. And also we don't have a gate. So when we come inside of this museum, it just feels like you are embraced and welcomed by the ancient Egyptian culture. We are very excited to come to check out the solar boat. So here now you can see we have a special exhibition center that is dedicated to present the Khufu solar boat. So I have a question. So what is your idea? Why they want to build this solar boat? So based on my understanding, for the solar boat, it has to be buried alongside by the body of the pharaoh. So for this solar boat, it can actually bring the deep faith and also the spirit of the king. And people in the ancient Egypt, they always appreciate the idea of the eternity and also the divinity. And also this also shows that they have a very deep faith in the afterlife and the solar divinity. And they also believe that for one person passes away, this person have to pass 12 stops. So if we have a solar boat, it can protect the king or the queen, so they can pass the 12 stops. Sorry for the interruption, but I would like to show you some of the design of this gallery. Now you can see the strips. This is the ulterior area here. So actually, I came to this place in the evening time. So this is the lighting design. So when I first came here, well, I would say this is very stunning. So if you have a chance, make sure you visit this place in the evening time. So for the Khufu Ship Gallery, and they will open the evening session on Wednesday and on Saturday, and it operates until 9 p.m. So I recommend all of you to come here to enjoy the evening view of the Khufu ship. So for the ulterior wall, you can see the elements of the pyramid. It also pays tribute to the pyramid. And as I just mentioned about the 12 stops, we come back to the story about the 12 stops. And if the king can successfully pass the 12 stops, meaning that this king has done a lot of good things, and the solar boat can be the guardian to accompany the king to pass the 12 stops. And also it takes about like 12 hours to pass all the 12 stops. And for each stop, there will maybe a guardian, and this person will ask a lot of questions about the king. And the king have to give the right answer in order to proceed. If they get the answers right, and then they can proceed to the second stop, and so on. And for each stop, there were many different animals. The functions of these animals, meaning that if the king cannot get the right answer, and all of these beasts or the animals will eat up the body of the king. So I would say that is a very tough journey for the king. So he has to pass the 12 stops in order to achieve the eternity. So that's why we all, for the Egyptian people, they always envy and also appreciate the combination of the spirit, the soul, and the body. Well, this is the first time we step inside of the Khufu ship. Well, actually, for the boat, for the length is about 40 meters, and the height is about 20 meters, and it is very heavy. It is about 300 tons. So I can say we have 3 floors from this gallery. So if I want to see the complete look of the solar boat, we have to go up to the 3rd floor because it's extremely huge. Well, this time I can see the way of display of the solar boat is very different. Because in the past, when I first see this solar boat, first of all you have to put on a protective glove and also the shoe cover, and you cannot see the overall view of the solar boat. But from the camera now, you can see the solar boat very clear. Well, I would say the structure of this boat is very unique. We don't have the nails and hammers, and this is completely a mortise and a tenon joint. So at the beginning, we found different broken pieces of this solar boat, and with the joint efforts of the archaeologists, they're able to put together the giant solar boat. I believe that to build this solar boat, it must consume a lot of the energies of the local people, as well as the subsidies and the founding of the nation. Now we are coming to the front part of the boat. Well, now we are actually like paying tribute to the ancient Egyptian civilization. Dear viewers, like from the camera right now, you are seeing this giant Khufu, the solar boat, which has a history of 4,500 years. So this is the largest and the boat with the longest history in the world. You can actually feel the civilization of ancient Egypt. I'm not sure how you feel about you see this solar boat. Make sure you leave a comment and interact with us. So this is your first time seeing the boat after 11 years. How do you feel? So first, after I changed my position, occupation to a tour guide, and I also have I lead the team to see and appreciate this solar boat. And the first time when I saw this solar boat, I was completely speechless because this boat is spectacular. I have a lot of questions to ask. For example, why the king want to build this boat? And later on, I tried to dig out the reasons behind. And I did a lot of homework to learn about the Khufu civilization. And also I know that the king spent a lot to build this solar boat. And also it takes the king about 18 years to build this solar boat. And also you can see a replica, a model of the boat. So today it takes us more than like 1 hour to pay a visit to the Grand Egyptian Museum, but that is not everything. So actually for this like GEM, so this actually a present presented by Egypt to the world. And from the camera today we are seeing like different like galleries, and also we are checking out all of these like treasures of Egypt. And also for the design of the museum itself, it is also a unique design. So once again, we sincerely welcome the Chinese visitor to come to Egypt and come to the Grand Egyptian Museum. And this is absolutely stunning because this place not only shows the prosperity of the civilization of Egypt, but also the prosperity of human beings. Thank you very much. I'm here waiting for you to pay a visit to the GEM. Welcome to Egypt. See you next time.